It was so weird. I was very fortunate. I went away last week, and I got off the plane on the way home. And I don't know. There's things about airports and flying that you notice. And I got off the plane, and I couldn't smell any of that like jet fuel.
I thought you were going to say, and I was blind.
No, that's not what COVID
Fell
does
off the
to you.
plane, just rolled down the steps.
I've always saw the airport, and I got off, and I thought, why is everything black? I can't see anything.
I was feeling absolutely fine, and I got off the plane, and you have to get one of those buses to the terminal. But I couldn't smell anything, and I was like, "Oh no!"
Well, do you normally sniff people? Like, normally I sniff the guy next to me. I couldn't smell anything this time.
The jet fuel, smelling the jet fuel is like one of the best parts of flying.
That's what I mean,
so you really
right?
missed out. I'm sad.
That's what I mean.
Tripp,
So
you don't fill up a car
low
enough.
I love the smell of petrol, mate.
Yeah, I know. Every time you go to the petrol station, you're like,
I don't have a car. Sometimes I just wander down, just to have a little sniff.
whiff.
Maybe because I've got an electric car as well, so I don't smell petrol anymore.
Oh God,
You're missing out.
Yeah.
It's so sad. A petrol-free life.
Petrol-free life, probably good for you.
I'll get you something for your birthday. I'll just get you a little can.
Just get a jerry
Snifter of
So you
petrol.
you can sit in your study and have a little sniff now and then when you're feeling
You're too good to me, guys. You're too good to me.
fuel sniffer.
But no. So otherwise, it's not been too bad, to be honest. I've not felt too bad. Maybe like 24 hours was like a really bad cold. And the rest of the time, been all right. But still testing positive on the old lateral flow. So
Being off work though, I guess, because of
I've not been able to go into work today.
Oh
and
no!
I'm not allowed to go back until I've had 2 negative lateral flow tests.
Wow, that's tough.
That's when
Or
the
10
meme
days,
comes
or
in,
10 days.
isn't it? Like, can't come in work, guys. Pencil in.
I'm surprised. I
it
thought NHS they'd just be like, we desperately need you to come in.
Nah, they're really
It's getting
strict.
to that point. In my small department, we've had 8 people off in the last 2 weeks with COVID.
That must
Out
be
of,
really
like,
tough because you're already understaffed.
out of
right?
16 of us. So that's half the department off in 2 weeks, which is pretty crazy. It is everywhere at the moment.
Yeah. Stay safe, kids.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Watch
how are
out.
you guys doing? You guys all right?
Yeah, I'm just saying I've not really done anything, which is really great for having a fortnightly podcast where we have to fill the time with what we've been doing for the last 2 weeks. But I had kind of a week off tournaments, which is actually quite nice. I've had a very busy time at work, so I just got a new job. So
Out
I've
of
been
interest,
focusing
how
on
many
that.
skirmishes have you played in season 4?
Yeah, I think I still played 2.
Wow.
Or was it 3? I went to
How many,
Brighton. No, 3.
So Tripp's effectively done nothing, which equals 3 skirmishes.
Yeah.
And me,
How many have you done, Hamish?
I've done none. I've done no
I have also done a
skirmishes.
grand total of 0
Yeah, but
skirmishes.
you've been out of the country. I reckon you've legitimately have a reason. If you were at home, you probably would have done a skirmish, wouldn't you?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I
may have just tried to do one just to say I'd been
yeah,
to a skirmish,
I'm usually
but
like
I just
that.
haven't.
So Manascrew had one yesterday, and I sort of didn't really
Congratulations to James, by the way, for
nice
going
one, James.
undefeated with Viserai and winning his first skirmish.
Fantastic
James.
work. I did tell him what's it like up there playing easy mode decks. I'm joking. It was good, but well done, mate. Well done. But
It's not that easy.
no,
I've played it and been pretty bad.
He did admit to me yesterday that it is a degenerate deck. Like,
It's definitely degenerate. But
most of the
and
winning
for
decks
someone-
actually are.
for someone like James, who's been repping Viserai since like Arcane Rising first came out,
Yeah.
it was a nice acknowledgement. Nice for him to play the hero that he loves and win a big event with it.
the other thing is, it's some people say it's easy to play, but you also have to play against other people who are also playing it. So you still need to be good to win the whole thing.
So I was going to go on the Sunday, but I didn't really plan it very well. And on Saturday, I said to my wife, "Okay, what are we doing tomorrow?" And she said, "We are busy." I was like, "Okay, fair enough." And then I found out what busy really meant was going to the garden centre. And to be fair, my little girl is now got she has a little buggy which she got. She's 2 now, so she pushed her little buggy to the thing, and I'm telling you now, lads, it's a 15-minute top walk. It took 2 hours.
Took you an hour.
It took 2 hours with this little buggy, and I did think to myself, well, sorry lads, I missed the skirmish because I was trying to get a 2-year-old to a garden centre, which took me.
And
all
if you
day.
try and hurry them along, they're like, "No, Daddy,
No,
I'll do it myself."
Oh God, Jesus Christ! I wish I never showed her the traffic lights. Stop, red, stop. Yeah. Oh my God, please. Green, go, go, go. Red, stop. Oh, please, please. Oh, I'm going to go on this guy's drive. So that was unfortunate. So that's pretty much.
Adulting is hard.
Yeah.
To be
I know.
fair, garden centre, amazing. I'd go to that over a skirmish in this season, 100%.
Would you, no,
Is it one of those garden centres with
No,
like
it
a
doesn't have
built-in
fish or
indoor
pets.
play? Or
No, God no. It's literally it is the most it's the most garden
Functional
centre.
garden
Well, no,
centre.
it's not the most garden.
Sounds
If you go to if people who are not from Britain, I mean, I don't know. Maybe you have got your own cool. Maybe you are similar. I don't know, but I don't know what other
Tripp's
countries
face
do.
right now, everyone. Just for those people that are listening, he is really enjoying this.
He
garden
is
centre
beyond
chat.
bored about.
I actually flip and love a garden centre.
Oh, well, at least,
I've been buying plants all week.
have you?
I bought some tomatoes. I bought some marigolds today. Bought some violas the other day. I literally was at Columbia Road Flower Market, which, to be fair, that is the most hipster of flower markets.
Oh, is it?
But I was there on Sunday. It was great.
Can I just say how annoyed I am? I bought some seedlings last week and I planted them on Tuesday.
Did they get
and-
COVID?
No, they got frosted. Not Tuesday. It was Friday. And they got frosted. Like, I thought we were done with frost, and I've lost both my courgette plants and my cucumber plants.
I can just
No,
imagine
not-
Simon running out
missing
there in
much.
his dressing gown. Mike, what did you get?
Courgettes.
My courgettes!
Courgettes and cucumbers,
No! And
Oh my
his
god, courgettes and they've done you a favour, mate. They're like the worst two vegetables.
You joking?
kidding
Courgettes?
me?
No, hang on. You're half right. Cucumbers are trash.
I'm whole, right?
Right, but
Courgettes, mate. They're basically small cucumbers. I don't know what you're on about. They're both bad.
Nothing
am I
right.
thinking? What am I thinking? Hold on. Faye?
Either way,
Thinking of Maras? Maras?
Faye?
marrows are just big
I like
courgettes.
courgettes.
Hamish has to ask. if you
Hamish
like
is asking his wife if he likes courgettes.
I like courgettes.
He
it.
does.
It's okay though. The good news is the broccoli is survived. So
It's going to get eaten alive by snails, mate.
Vegetable.
They flipping love the broccoli, the snails.
Last year it was okay.
Go for tomatoes. Delicious.
Got some
You
of
can
those
eat
as
them,
well.
eat them off the
And chili
vine.
plants.
Very nice. We just bought some chilies today.
Do you guys
Sorry, go
have?
ahead.
No, I'm like desperate to say this.
I want to play.
No, I'm just like, well, I went to a garden centre. You boys went, yeah, did you? Well, we got.
But yeah, well, anyway, we've got some plant chat.
I went to the fucking garden centre, right? Not you.
Okay.
And it took me 2 hours, and I went there to get BigMedSi because we're trying to get the
birds.
since we got our garden.
That was a
redone.
song by Duffy, wasn't it?
What?
Begging you for birdseed. No.
I missed that. I missed the joke. This is Tripp. Did you get the joke?
That's a Peter Kay
what
joke.
are the-
He wasn't even listening.
Would I have got that joke? I wasn't paid. I was trying to listen to you, Hamish, because you wanted to tell us about your lovely trip to the garden centre.
Well,
I'm just
since we've
trying
lost
to
the birds,
interrupt Hamish every time.
No,
Yeah.
since we lost the birds, since we did the garden, I'm trying to get them back. So it is a real mission. It's actually
You don't want birdseed, mate. You want fat balls.
no,
that's
you don't
what you
like
want.
them.
No, they fucking love them, mate.
I don't
100%.
fucking like my fat balls.
No, you want fat balls. Hang them on the trees. Birds will come from Mars.
Do they like
Honest.
your fat balls, Tripp?
Yeah, they love them. Absolutely love them.
They're not a fan of my fat balls. I think we broke Simon.
I knew that would get him. That's a classic Simon joke right there.
If one day we've got to do camera because
Even Kate laughed at that joke. That's how funny it was.
Oh God! You're right there,
Anyway,
Simon.
yeah. Simon, right?
It's even worse now because I sounded bunged up before and now I'm even more bunged up.
Shall we go on to the drinks?
Yeah.
Hamish, what are you drinking?
Yeah. So, thank you very much, Dale Small, my best friend and one of the guys that runs the club with me. He listens to our podcast, despite the fact he doesn't play Flesh and Blood, but he likes to listen to us talk. And he heard that I was being very uncreative with my beers. So he sent me some. And I have a Delhi rum.
Oh, Delirium, great beer. Well, I've had that one on the podcast.
Did I make that?
You absolutely balls that, mate.
Oh my God.
This is...
Right.
Can I have an AA Ron? Is there an AA Ron in there?
Balake.
I did
Delirium
generally thought
by,
it was called Delly Ron. Because there was an elephant on it.
It's a great Belgian style beer, Hamish.
Simon, what are you drinking?
Well, I went to my local Lidl and I got a American Pale Ale, 4.5%, and Small Giant. It's called Small Giant.
Small Giant from Lidl. Great job, Simon.
Oh, what'd you get?
Well, I want to see if it's any good because sometimes they're okay and sometimes they're a bit bland. Tripp, what are you drinking?
Yeah, what are you drinking?
I don't have a beer because I ran out, but Kate just got back from Crete and she got me a litre of Tanqueray gin from Duty Free.
Oh my god.
Torpedo.
So I've just been drinking. I've been drinking gin and lemonade, which I prefer.
Interesting. That's a very hipster version of a gin and tonic.
I like the sweetness of it. You know what I'm saying? But I've also got the bottle here, so this could be. I mean, it's already been a riot. We haven't even started drinking.
Oh god.
This is probably one of the longest introductions I think we've ever.
It's by far the funnest. Right.
It's actually only been 12 minutes.
It's been business.
It feels like an age.
Oh my god. Right. Okay.
Right.
Order of business.
Everybody say deli rum.
So,
God.
Oh,
I know we've
really nice.
I know we've spoken about Skirmish and Blitz. How's everyone feeling about, because we're coming to the end of season 4 of Skirmish now, how's everyone feeling about Blitz as a format right now?
I honestly think it's the worst it's been ever. but I still enjoy it, just to clarify. But I think in terms of the format, I'm finding it very difficult to motivate myself to go and travel for Blitz tournaments because the format feels even more aggressive than it's ever been, and it's been very aggressive in the past. And it feels like the decks at the moment are just designed to win very rapidly, and it's kind of crazy to go and play a 5-game tournament and play like what
A grand total
15
of about 20.
turns of the game, and I don't mind if Blitz becomes that kind of super rapid. We're talking a couple of turns, but it's harder to justify traveling for tournaments, which I like to do when I'm a bit not too super motivated. It also doesn't help that I tried playing the like super aggressive Viserai deck and it was fun, but it's definitely not my style at all. And I don't know, like there's some really interesting decks out there, like Icelander, for example. A lot of people are taking Icelander and getting to the finals of skirmishes, but they just seem to be getting blown up by Viserai, and it seems that Viserai at the moment is a bit of a problem deck. But, you know, I don't know. I wanted to see a Revel hit, and we talked about this last episode. As I said, I don't think we needed any bans, I believe. Who knows, it was 2 weeks ago, but apart from Revel and Blitz, and I would have liked to have seen that. We didn't get that. We didn't get any changes. But I don't know. What do you guys like? You guys haven't played any skirmishes, but my impression is that the format is. Maybe I'm just not playing.
So we're gonna come back to the banned and restricted.
Yeah. I tell you what. So I know. I tell you what. We jumped in there. Is there any other bits we're gonna talk about? And then we'll get. No. I'll give you guys a question for this Blitz format.
I just think, whereas in previous Blitz metas we've had the triad of Ira, Kano, or Dorinthia, I just don't think we've got anything other than Viserai at the top at the moment. I think Viserai is like S+ tier, and then maybe Kano, Oldham, a couple of others are in that sort of A to S tier, but nothing's matching Viserai for pure damage output. Like most games is going less than 3 turns combined.
Yeah.
I've got a question. If Viserai was knocked down a peg by I don't know, let's just say they did just sort out Sonata, right? Sonata's gone from both formats. Let's just pretend that's, because that's the thing, isn't it? That's the thing that's making him absurd.
Debatable, but continue.
It is debatable. Yeah, carry on.
Okay, right, fine. So he doesn't. Let's just say he doesn't have his big move anymore. He has to play the skies. Whatever. Right? Will old him just be the biggest problem?
It's really hard, isn't it? Because actually, I think
you can still be
taking one hero out
without because the only thing I felt was being a massive issue for Oldham was Viserai. When I was mucking about with him in Blitz, I just felt like, Christ, what's the issue? I just block everything, literally everything. I've been given all of the blocking tools, and it felt like I was doing that even when I was doing draft. And in this time, I've got everything under my belt.
But this is the thing. I think if you take one hero out the meta, it has further reaching effects than just saying, "Oh, there's like." I think if you take Viserai out and Oldham comes to the top, then Prism gets really good.
Does Prism get very good?
Yeah,
well, I don't think Oldham can beat
well.
Prism.
No, I know. Okay, if you're just talking about that one specific thing.
But that's what I mean. So it has further reaching effects. And then if Oldham's good, Prism gets good. If Prism gets good, then something like
then
Briar
most of
comes
the other
back
heroes
around.
can beat Prism.
Exactly. Right. So it's really hard. And I think often we, as a community, are quite harsh on the testing done at LSS, and we wonder why there are these like really powerful heroes. Every set there seems to be a new like S tier hero that just trounces everyone. But the testing interactions are huge and far ranging, and until you get these heroes released into the wider population, I think it's really hard to know what direction everyone's going to go in.
So can I? I just wanted to jump in there, which is just I don't want people who are playing Viserai to think that we're like, well, maybe from my point of view, this isn't about Viserai. I 100% want Viserai to continue being a dominant force in Blitz, because it's his time, right? Like, I don't want to take that away from Viserai, because he's been there for a while and he's finally having his moment, and it would be really sad to just kill the hero because we've decided that that's too strong.
I don't think it's the hero thing, is it? It's the fact
exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. The issue is that the games are going too quick. Like, I think Viserai is an incredibly strong deck, and like you were saying, hey, if you take Sonata, you've still got a really good deck. If you take Swarming out, you've still got a really good deck, and I think it will continue to do well as like a mid-range hero that can output a lot of really strong damage. It just needs to be delayed a bit so that other heroes can also try and do their thing. Like, we've got this amazing Kasai deck that's just completely ruined because they don't have enough time to build up copper to do their big turn. But Vis can do his big turn on turn one. Like, it can literally draw the God Hand and kill in one turn if you draw the right stuff. And if it doesn't, it normally does it turn two instead. That doesn't feel... It's not about Viserai. Viserai is a hero. The mechanics and the cards are so good and so thematic, and it really feels like you are this like evil, debatable, evil Runeblade, like building up power and then unleashing it all at once. And I really don't want to lose that. It's just that it doesn't... It just needs tweaks, and I don't want Viserai to get hit too hard. It's about that kind of game. It's not about the hero. It's about just having enjoyable game experience.
Well, I think the comment on Kano previously has been that it's very uninteractive to play against Kano, and if the Kano player has the cards, they're going to kill you. No matter what. And it can feel like that sometimes, but at least you get 3 or 4 turns to get to that point. Whereas, as you've just said, Viserai at the moment, if they have the cards, they kill you turn 1, which feels ridiculous.
I feel like in Flesh and Blood, if you are willing to commit your whole hand to blocking what your opponent is doing, the amount of damage your hero should take from doing that should be really minimal. Because the game works on this balance of, if I have to commit my whole hand to block, the getting back into this game is going to be so hard to do. against Viscerai, you're in situations where you are committing your whole hand. You're making that conscious decision to, right, I'm going to have to really fight to get back into this game, but at least I'm not going to take damage this turn. But you still take huge amounts of damage, even when you're committing your whole hand. And I think that's a fundamental problem with perhaps the game, and needs to be thought about how mixed damage works with a 4-card hand.
I think so. To bring in my point on that, I don't think vastly too much. Maybe if we're just thinking on a blitz focus thing, might be more of a thing. But the hero's biggest problem is that he is able to store damage. That's his biggest thing. He can turn into a mode where he can just present those moves, skies, attack, sword. Pretty tricky, always fairly awkward, but you've got to have a skies, right? But if he doesn't have that, he can switch into a mode where you go, well, I'm going to do a load of things that is just going to, it's never wasted. This is non-wasted damage. I'm going to bank 9 damage for next turn. And what makes it insane is that not only am I banking 9 damage, I'm going to turn those 9 damages into resources, and I'm going to turn that 9 damage into card draw. And in a one-off move, it is just like,
yeah.
Okay. Well,
we've talked about the benefits
that's
of
bonkers, and then I can resume my.
We've
insanity.
talked about the benefits of storing, because you're then giving yourself effectively a bigger hand of cards, like being able to turn it into damage or resources, or a bit like Chain has the Banish Zone. Viscerai builds these rune chants and can have extra resources on the field almost.
Yeah, I don't even have a problem with the building of the resources, because that was always his
that's
thing.
Not what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm just saying
it's the fact that he turns it into a hand. That's the bit that is just insane.
He can do so much with it, but yeah. So
I don't know what
we can roll that into the banned and restricted announcement now, because as we know now, nothing has been changed for the next. Well, for the next 2 weeks now, because the banned and restricted announcement was 10 days ago.
What's your thoughts on the? Everyone's had their.
You can argue it either way.
Shit while we were off, so
you can argue it either way. I think, to me, it strikes me that LSS want their first Pro Tour to be about meta discovery rather than playing an already established meta.
Do they though?
Well, sorry. We will find out on the 5th of May or whenever it is, because there will be 2 weeks between the next ban and restricted announcement and the Pro Tour.
That's interesting you say that, because if they wanted the community to define a meta, they wouldn't have announced a ban and restricted list for May. They would have just let it happen. Do you know what I mean? We would have went into the Pro Tour, like Francesco pointed out in our last episode, where this is a Pro Tour of mastery of these established decks. And
that's what I mean. So
but they're not though, are they? Because the May one is literally just going, well, but
that's what I mean. It's about meta discovery. So if they introduce a couple of bans, and it doesn't take much to change the meta, as we've talked about, if they introduce a couple of bans on the beginning of May, then the Pro Tour players have 2 weeks to discover what's going to work at the Pro Tour.
I find it fascinating though. I think they're trialing something. I think they're just I don't think they've gave this the biggest amount of thought, because when you looked at the New Zealand and Australia nationals, they put a ban and restricted announcement for everyone a couple of weeks before Everfest was even released, right? But not those 2 events, because that's too short notice. So you guys keep the meta that you've always been practicing for, but everyone else has moved on. And I thought, well, yeah, that was fair enough. And then this time around, I don't know why they didn't do that for, they could have just said, yeah, we're going to change the meta, but these events, we will not change the meta because it's too short notice. Why would you put another ban restricted announcement then? It just feels like now, I don't know, I'm bored. I think
it's bizarre. I honestly think it's a really bad move.
Yeah.
I don't think in any professional competitive sport or whatever you want to call card games, you should have a ban list 2 weeks before a major tournament. I think that's a big misplay or whatever you want to call it.
Do you think it favours any particular group of players?
It doesn't really favour anyone apart from
I don't really
the viewers,
care.
the streamers.
I don't really care about whether it favours players or not. I think it is. I just don't think it's what you should do. I think it's too short notice. And I just to give full context, I'm really happy. Well, not happy, but I'm really indifferent about there not being any bans. I think that's absolutely fine.
Yeah, I think everyone agrees
that's cool.
with that.
Yeah. But then adding to that a new ban list 2 weeks before the tournament is not appropriate. I think it's too much to ask.
I think they have a reason. There's
I don't care. It's not good enough.
No, but there's a
honestly.
clear reason why.
There should be a stable. I want a stable time leading up to the Pro Tour. 2 weeks is not enough time for players to test the right and new decks, and it's asking too much of the players. That's my opinion.
The obvious inference, though, and please tell me if I'm way off base.
No, sure. Well, whatever you think.
For the last 6 months or so, it's been written that the Living Legend status rotations will take effect at the next ban.
Yeah, you're literally about to say what I was thinking.
So actually, is it just that they've wanted to put the ban and restricted announcement to say, well, if Starvo reaches 1,000 before the Pro Tour, then he's gone? Like, is that the only reason they're doing it? Are they going to say they going to say no other bans at all?
Yeah.
Apart from Starvo Living Legend, because he has just enough points to get over the line.
I agree.
But that's just artificial.
Yes.
They've just decided we're just going to add an extra ban list in, so potentially, not even guaranteed, he still has to win.
And what do they do if he doesn't win the three callings or baton hardened he needs?
Well, they feel silly because they put a ban list in for no reason.
Yes. This is the point.
Because he didn't win the battle hardened in Dallas yesterday, did he? Yes, I did.
April 5th was pointless. It was.
I think if you think of other kind of professional tournaments and professional events, I think the idea of implementing like a new patch or something, like say you're playing League or Dota, and they added a new patch 2 weeks before the international, people would be losing their shit because they've been spending months preparing for this huge professional tournament, and then suddenly things have changed.
Yeah, but what they do is that they play on the old patch. That's the point. This is
then do that then. What's the point if there's no point of the if they're going to just announce that we're going to ban some cards but it won't be relevant for the Pro Tour, just do it after the Pro Tour. I just don't get it. I just don't understand what the purpose of this is, unless it's to try and get rid of Starvo, in which case just get rid of Starvo. Just do it. Like, stop trying to do it in this weird way.
But there's no win, is there? Why would you ban Starvo when he's so
I don't know. We both agree with each other.
I know. The thing is, I think my whole point is that I generally think the April 5th announcement was a complete waste of time. The easiest thing they could have done is said, we are going to push the ban and restricted announcement back to X date. And then everyone will probably kick off and whatever. I don't even think a lot of people have a huge amount of care that they've got 2 weeks. Some do, some people do. Sure, I mean you're definitely one of them, Tripp. But
yeah, it's I think it's
you
not
can
so
figure
much.
out
It's like
something.
You can work something out. It's just about what you're asking of the players, and I just think I know people are not crazy. Sorry, I know people are very passionate about Flesh and Blood, and I'm included, and are willing to put in and just go no life for 2 weeks and test 2 weeks. I'm just saying maybe that's not an attitude that we should be supporting as a game. Like, is that what we want to be? Do we want to be pushing that as how to succeed in this game is to just completely no life it for 2 weeks before a tournament? Or do we want to open up the game and say, we're going to lock in the meta 6 weeks before the major Pro Tours. You've got 6 weeks to work on it. You don't have to completely cut off all of your other social interactions for 2 weeks to win the tournament.
But how many people were going to tune in to watch that? That was another fair argument I heard from I cannot remember.
But why should the players have to pay for what is ultimately a balancing mistake? ultimately, if you have to ban a card, there's been an issue with the design of the cards. Like, I'm not saying the cards need to be perfect. No, that would be amazing. If we were playing a game where there were no bans, we've picked the best game ever. We can't ask for
It doesn't
that.
exist.
But ultimately, it's pushing the onus onto the players to then have to scramble for 2 weeks to find the best deck again. But they've already done this, by the way. They spent all of the ProQuest doing this already, and now they have to do it again. It's forcing the players to invest more of their time to fix a problem that's not their fault. And I think that's something maybe we should think about and say, is that actually fair? Like, I don't want to hate too much on LSS. It's really hard running a game. I couldn't do it. But like, I think there's definitely something here to think
I quite
about.
want to look at something Hamish said, maybe not on the podcast, but in public forums previously. If Briar and Chain had not been banned or restricted in any way, would the power level be more even between Starvo, Chain, and Briar right now if they had the tools at their disposal?
Here we go. Do you think people would have even bothered?
Here we go.
No, but do you think people would have even bothered looking?
I mean, when Starvo dropped 100%.
Would they, though?
People always play Guardian, mate. That's the thing. They love it.
People love a Guardian.
That's true.
But people also love a Runeblade. So
I would have loved it
all
if
I'm
they
saying is,
unbanned. I honestly, people were saying,
yeah, that's
you're
what I
being
mean.
insane.
You've said that before.
Just why don't we just go hardcore mode? Just go, if you want to change the meta up, let's see what happens when we got all the nuts.
So
that would have been fun.
Chain with Seeds of Agony, Briar with Ball Lightning and no errata. And
no, you got to keep the errata.
Okay, keep the errata. And then Starvo with access to Ball Lightning, which, to be honest, I don't
even think that's
does great in there. But has access to what he has now. Like,
with Viserai with all his new
out?
Cards, and Prism's got all these new cards, and Viserai is like, even with all the Chain with all his seeds ban, I'd still be like, oh, geez, Viserai is still insane. I'll give this a go.
Yeah,
Bravo's still a thing. Maybe Chain just takes Bravo out, and that sorts the thing out.
All I'm trying to say is, are we as a community too quick to call for bans?
Yes.
When actually maybe LSS have got a longer arching picture that they're looking at, and this wouldn't have been such a problem if we hadn't called for these bans earlier.
The LSS don't have to listen to us.
But we're bored, Simon.
Bans are like, you get a new set released for free.
Yes.
Right? Like, you get
I'm
a
just
brand
playing
new
devil's
meta,
advocate.
and you don't have to pay for any new cards.
Yeah.
In some cases, you don't even you save money because you don't have to buy a really good card, and that's why people love it, because they're tired of the meta and they want a new shiny meta, but not one where they have to pay to buy cards.
I think that they should. I don't mind bans. I honestly don't mind bans. I think that they should look at some of their cards and go, yeah, we banned this because this meta at this time in this period was pretty boring and it sucked. So many cards that came out now. Let's see what happens. Like, why don't we bring these boys
It'll
back?
happen. Happens in other card games. Yeah,
then
they'll bring cards back.
Yeah, well, let's hope they do. But yeah, overall, the ban list announcement, it was an absolute fuck up. It's given the new, well, it's true, but it's given these tournaments. Some of them has just magically appeared. I think that was a major. Okay, what's going on? We're going to throw in more events. We will make this guy living legend.
It's the impression it gave. I completely I completely believe that it was a legitimate thing, because we've all, it's classic
really
miscommunication of like, we think we've announced this but we haven't, and all that kind of stuff. And it's like,
Krakow has been there a little while.
It looks so bad. I can't believe that it was that.
No, Krakow has been there for ages. Why would they suddenly go?
It's literally like people were following it.
Oh,
the chat was just so funny. It was like, but Starvo can't get Living Legend, and then suddenly it was like, oh, three new
tournaments
have appeared.
Yeah,
interesting.
Come on,
I think it was just a mess up. Like, this happens because we were literally saying we want more. People were literally saying we want more classic constructed at these callings, and it's like, it's a shame because they kind of it should have been an absolute win. Like we're offering more Classic Constructed at these callings that you're going to. People would have been like, yeah, it's great. I really want to play Classic Constructed because I don't like Blitz as much. But because of the timings, it kind of really twisted it in a way, which is
Tripp,
a shame.
I don't believe that for 1 second. Otherwise, we would have given away our Krakow Fable support package, and we would have bloody said that there was a battle hardened event. Why is there a month later after we've given away this, described every event that you're going to by attending this event, that now there's another one, and they thought, no, it was always there. I'm sorry, it was not there. I don't believe it at all. You added it because there's no... You need, instead of admitting that the article was all wrong, you did all of you can to make the article
they scrambled
correct.
around in an hour and was like, right, add a bunch of tournaments.
We need them now. We cannot possibly change the thing to say that Bravo will hit Living Legends. That would be way too much work. Let's put more events in. They had a plan and they just did not see that through, so they had to put the events in to make the plan come to fruition.
That is your opinion, Hamish. We'll see.
It was what
We'll
happened.
see what comes out in the wash, eh? You never know.
Yeah.
I always assume cock up over conspiracy, so that is my general attitude to life. Having worked in. Anyway, should we move on to the?
Should we?
I heard Hamish has been having chats with people on the other side of the world.
Yeah, I know. I've been dubbed his best mate, and you know, I occasionally have rang him up for some solid advice about Viserai, you know, because he's my best friend, and always been a you know.
You're so well connected.
Yeah,
Hamish.
I know. It's amazing how I don't even know where I'm going to this. Fuck it. Here's Tall Timmy. Oh man, I've got. I was gonna. I stole. I don't know if you realised that. You probably didn't because you probably haven't ever heard of us. But there was a small bit that you did that has made you the world famous Tall Timmy when you phoned up Hayden Dale.
Oh,
that shot on to the UK scene massively, and there was a small bit in our episode that I got inspired. I'm not gonna lie, got a little bit inspired, and pretended to give James White a call, but it wasn't as good. It wasn't definitely nowhere near as good as yours. It was very much just ad libbed. But man, the Tall Timmy, I'm so hyped that you're on.
well, thank you very much, Push the Point, and Hamish for having me on. I really appreciate it. And to my best mate, Hayden Dale. Look, actually, all that inspiration harkens back to another Englishman, Matty Folkes, my other best mate. That was my debut phone call segment. That's right.
Oh.
Matty Folkes answered my call, and he was the OG original Tall Timmy phone call. So, Matty, mate, thanks heaps. He actually created the phone call segment on the Tall Timmy channel.
That Matt Foltz, man, he's everywhere, man. He knows how to get a party started.
He sure does. Bloody hell.
So, thank you again so much for jumping onto the podcast. I'm going to go and start off by saying I noticed that you are drinking something. You know, with the Push the Point, we do like to have a small beverage as we are doing our recording, and I don't think you probably realise, but I like the fact that you're inadvertently taking part in the routine. So, Tall Timmy. I mean, should I keep you as Tall Timmy? Is that your real name?
No, it's not. My real name's Paul. You can call me whatever you feel, Hamish. But I am enjoying a delicious beverage, a Pinot from Down Under. That's right. It's a Monday evening, just something light, breezy, you know. Take the edge off, if you will. No, it's it's full of antioxidants, so they tell me. But that's what I'm enjoying tonight.
Awesome. So, Paul, what made you? What inspired you to become the tallest Timmy? What kicked that off?
Well, I guess it really goes back to when I played Magic. So I was an avid Magic player. I collected the game and played the card game when I was a young child. So around 4th edition, just before 4th edition, around that time. And then when I reached a certain age and none of my friends were into it and I was getting into high school, I was just like, why am I doing this? I should be like trying to talk to girls and stuff. And I was very young and a lot of people my age just couldn't really grasp the concepts of it and they just weren't interested. So I had a long hiatus, about 16 years. And then right at the start of 2013, I got back into Magic big time. Yeah. So I had a 8 year run where I played Magic a lot. And the whole time when I first got back into it, before I went to my first store to draft in my first event, I went onto YouTube and I searched up how to draft Magic the Gathering because I hadn't even heard of the term before. Right. And there was only one video on the whole of YouTube back then in 2013 that spoke about Magic the Gathering draft. And over the next 6 to 12 months, I couldn't find any content on Magic, or there was only a little bit and it wasn't that good. And I thought, shit, I should be doing this. But I procrastinated.
I should be on the internet.
Yeah, pretty much. But I procrastinated. I made excuses. Life got in the way. You know how it is, kids work. Yeah. And I was just like, I just didn't do it. And it was always a bugbear of mine. And while I was playing Magic, everyone called me a Timmy. Because I loved playing the most hopeless decks. Jeez, I flew halfway around the world multiple times to play mill and 8-rack and GPs. I was just like, I just loved playing in big tournaments with bad decks. I just loved it. So, I was a typical Timmy, totally irrational, in the tank for hours on end, absolutely fluffing around, having no idea what I was doing half the time, and loving it. I was like a pig in shit. And you know what? People just called me a Timmy. And then I guess when I got into Flesh and Blood, I was thinking of a name for the channel, and it just stuck. And I am tall. I'm 6'6", 195, 96 centimeters.
No, we go by 6. Yeah, 6'6". I got that one. Jeez, you were and that was it.
Yeah, Tall Timmy. It just kind of rolls off the tongue nicely, and it's true. Does. I am tall, and I am a Timmy.
That's awesome. So why? So what got you to do? So Tall Timmy. So Flesh and Blood. Sorry, was the thing that made you wanted to pursue the YouTube channel.
Correct. I just didn't want to have regrets.
Yeah. I get that. Yeah. So what was the thing that sort of kicked that off? What was the inspiration of what was your first video? You're like, what are we going to do?
My first video was the day I bought my first pack of Flesh and Blood.
Nice.
So literally, it was almost premeditated. It was my daughter's birthday. We went out ice skating. I picked up all the friends. We had a party, and then while I was at the shopping center, I said, "Shit, I need to buy this Flesh and Blood. I've been eyeing it off for a couple of weeks now. I'll go into a local store there in the shopping mall and I'll get a pack." I paid about $22 for one pack of Monarch First Edition.
I don't know about the currency difference of New Zealand. I mean, that sounds like a lot of money.
Well, it was first edition was going crazy. People were spending $600 on a box. It was nuts.
Which set was it?
Monarch.
Oh God!
Monarch First had only been out for 2 weeks.
Jeez. Okay, right. So you spent $22
on
Australian dollars on a pack.
Yeah. And then I walked to the electronics store and bought a selfie stick.
Yeah.
And I got home and I looked at my phone and go, "Oh, well, that's not going to work." So I went to my son. I said, "Son, I need your phone." And he goes, "What are you doing, Dad?" I said, "I'm starting a YouTube channel." And that was that. Go back and watch my first couple of videos. That was that. I did 2 videos in my first day. And it was one me walking up the street just rambling. And the second one was me opening that first pack of Monarch.
I love it. What are you doing, Dad?
Yeah.
I'm starting up a YouTube channel. Give me the phone. I'm paying for it.
Much. Yeah. And I only stopped using his phone a few weeks ago when I got a new phone. So it was pretty funny.
So you record all your stuff through your phone?
I do, unless I'm behind the computer doing the news, like when you see the green screen. Everything else is done off the phone.
Oh, nice. It's weird. I didn't even it's one of those things I wouldn't have even notice, and it's one of the. It just shows how amazing phones are with their cameras. I always imagine someone's got some really good tech, and I'm the one with the camera, like a webcam or something.
I'm definitely not successful, but I am proof that you can do YouTube with minimal equipment. Like even my video editing, I still use the native Windows video editor. It's hopeless, but that's
it is. But you're my hero. I love it. I haven't seen the pop-ups, or when you used to an opening title. Oh god, I remember. Anyway, it's not about. I used to do all that sort of stuff when I was doing skate videos. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm with you. So you took your son's phone. I'm going to do a YouTube channel. Are you winning, son? And here we are. It's just. I saw your stuff come through from your phone call with Hayden Dale, and I know that you're saying that you did the one with Matt Fultz beforehand. I actually didn't catch that one. I was too busy. I don't know, doing something else at the time. But that Hayden Dale video, man, is it had me in stitches. I was just sharing that video literally to so many people. It was so funny.
Oh, I know, Hamish, I'm an acquired taste, and I know that sort of, that humour, I know the Brits get that.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe some other countries it flies over their head a little, but, I definitely know that even with my audience, like a couple of times I've checked the analytics, and, a lot of people in England and Germany, obviously Australia, New Zealand, but are huge watchers of my stuff. Obviously, because I'm a little bit different, I'm a little bit out there. But cheers for liking that phone calls. I've done, I don't know, about 4 or 5. I've got a few others lined up. So
I've seen that. I thought, because that was the very first one I saw. My initial impression of it was, so my first take on the video was you, because I've never seen, obviously that was the first ever video I saw of you. I thought you were absolutely ripping on the community because we got Hayden Dale's the winner. So I thought everyone's going to be like, oh, Hayden Dale's this. So you were like, yeah, Hayden Dale's my best friend and all this sort of stuff. And he's giving me all the decks. And I just took that as you're imitating the community of people who say, I know this guy, oh, yeah, I get my decks from this guy. This guy won one event. He's obviously known, but he won one event and was like, knew it. It was a bit
tongue in cheek, like
I loved it.
Like it's like you've got this like I'm sort of playing into that theme where you have like a superstar and you're like the ultimate fan and you really want that, you really crave and want that acknowledgement from them.
Yes.
You just you're so possessed about them. You're just they're everything to you. Idolize them, and if you get that little crumb of acknowledgement, it just makes you feel like your life is complete. And that's what I wanted to convey.
Yeah, I literally got that from the second I watched it. It was like, I'm important because I know the guy.
Yes,
this is my importance. Just, I mean, I've got the dance with the guy. Do the dance. The dance. Yeah. Oh, all of that had me in stitches. So
and it's like I'm begging to be his friend. Like he's just there. Like I'm a loser, and like he's just there. Like, just giving me his time of day because he's a nice guy. But in fact, he can't stand me.
There's a natural act to it, though. And don't stop. Clearly, you've got a natural charisma to just keep to bring people together. With the fact that you just grabbed a phone and a selfie stick and away you go, it just goes to show that your channel's just blown up in the short space of time that you kicked off. It's just awesome. So thank you so much, Tall Timmy, for making really awesome, funny content.
Oh, cheers, dude. I'll definitely. It's definitely There's always more crazy ideas in my head as time allows. I know I have been not as consistent over the last few months as I have been in the past, just because of COVID and It's been a busy time, but don't worry, team. There's we're going to turn the heat right up, especially when we get over there to Jersey in a month's time. Oh my God.
You're going to New Jersey?
I am, yes.
Yes. So what is it? I mean, I feel rude if I don't know, but are you going to the Pro Tour?
I'm going to the Pro Tour, but I am not playing in the Pro Tour. I'm going to be there as a pest. No, I'm going to be playing in the calling, the battle hard, and the side events. I'm just going there as a Timmy, basically.
Oh, mate. Yes.
Yeah. Just to annoy people.
Good. I won't be going, but I know. But my two co-hosts, Simon Denning and Dan Tripp, they're in the Pro Tour, and yeah. Well, they didn't. I'll rub this in their face. They didn't win it. It's just because they're old. They've been in the game for so long, and Simon's in the lifetime XP, and so's Tripp. So that's how they get in.
All right, I'll hand one of them a Tall Timmy playmat and make sure they bring it home to you, Hamish.
Well, we'll make sure we can get. We'll take along some push the point dice, and we'll pass that over to you. So
yeah,
you can
awesome.
you can use that when you're rolling for your Rhinar game. I'm so sad to hear that, bro. I saw your game. Sucks.
Terrible.
So after New Jersey, is there what's your plans? I've seen that you're blowing up really well. You've got Fluke and Boxes constantly giving you lots of shout outs. You're really sitting into the scene. What's new on the horizons with the Tall Timmy?
Well, the plan is this year's go to Jersey, play my first calling. Mm-hmm. My plan is back in Sydney to keep growing the scene. I'm so passionate about that. Just keep growing the scene in Sydney, keep the energy here, and keep it building.
Awesome.
That's another big goal. Also, you mentioned Fluke. Fluke and myself are going to kick off a podcast very soon.
Oh,
yeah, we're going to.
Let me know when that's out. I am hyped for that
because we're just so different, but we get along very well. But we're just very different. But it's going to be good. It's going to be red hot. Fluke is savvy. He is so savvy. I'm telling you, very, very savvy. But he is still very passionate about the local scene, the new players. He is at every event in Sydney. He's like one of the biggest champions of the game here. It's unbelievable. So
that's awesome.
So we'll be doing that, and I'll be doing ProQuest Season 2, see if I can luck sack an invite for Paris. And I tell you, I'm not going to go to Paris without an invite, but if I manage to luck into a ProQuest, I'm going to play in every ProQuest I can. I'll try and play in 5 or 6 of them. Yeah. If I could squeak in one for Paris, I will be in Paris in August. I can tell that right now, Hamish.
That is hype.
And then for the rest of the year, look, I've got some other plans that I haven't announced. I'm not ready to drop them yet. I might tell you off air.
I thought we had a sneaky.
Just more content, like more consistent content. But I do have some real spicy stuff planned for the back end of this year. All I can say is that the stuff that I'm doing now with my mat and a couple of other merch things you might see in the next few months are kind of like paving the way to a dream that I have that I want to launch at the end of this year.
That is awesome. And if there's anything that I can do to help support and grow that thing, just let me know, man.
Cheers. Don't worry. When it does kick off, I'm
your best mate.
When it does kick off, I'll be reaching out to everyone and call on favors for sure.
Oh, don't you worry. I'll be straight up pushing that. Now, Paul, Tall Timmy, thank you so much for spending just a little bit of time with us just to have a chinwag about Flesh and Blood and getting your name out there in the UK scene. It's been awesome. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for having me, and cheers to Push the Point. Cheers, Hamish, and my best mate, Matty Folks. Awesome, and a big shout out to one of my subscribers from the UK. Okay, this is just an average. He doesn't have social media, but he goes by the name of Det Kitten, DET Kitten. Actually, he might have a small YouTube channel, but he's a young guy. Geez, he might be like 18 or 19 or just out of high school, in high school. He only plays when he can because, like finding finance to do Flesh and Blood and go to tournaments is tough. But Det Kitten, mate, one of my UK #1 fans from when I had like less than 100 subs, and he still comments on my videos. Good on you, mate. I love it.
Awesome. So, brilliant. Right. Unless there's anything else, I'll catch you later.
Hey, cheers, fellas. Thanks.
Cheers.
We're on, this is episode 25, right?
Yes,
of Push the Point. This is our quarter century episode.
Episode 25.
And we're almost up to a year.
We need the horns, Hamish. We need the horns.
God, thanks. Just give me more work.
So lackluster, wasn't it?
Oh my god, I think that massively peaked on the mic.
So, what
please go and take a look at our Patreon.
Oh, we need to tell people to subscribe before the very end of the podcast.
Guys, carry on. Advert, go.
Like and subscribe to our podcast. We're now on episode 25. 7
subs away from the big 600 subs, which is pretty cool. We're just going to keep making content as we have for the last year. 25 episodes in almost a year, so that's one pretty much every 2 weeks.
When is it
consistently?
When are we hitting the year?
About now.
It's about now, and actually we are sort of technically at 26 because we split one of our episodes in 2. So,
and it was going to be the big 500, but now because we can't get our shit together, it's going to be the big 600.
Yeah.
So all these people were expecting to get a 600 sub giveaway have now been copped out.
Yeah, absolutely, mate.
Is it a year?
So please. Like and subscribe. Go and find our Patreon if you really, really love us. And come and join us in our very own Discord.
Big thanks to our newest patrons. We've been having some good chats in the Patreon Discord. I've been sharing some behind the scenes stats.
Fabio.
So if you're interested in like all the analytics of the podcast, I'm sure there's like 2 people out there who are interested in that, but it's quite fun to pull. And we've been looking at like what our most popular episodes have been, like how well they do on podcasts in comparison to YouTube and all that sort of good stuff. So
and the one person that ties together the highest and the lowest subscribed.
No. Simon, guys, right? Okay. I'm not moving on from this. Like, don't try and move me on from this because I refuse to. Right?
His deli rum has gone to his head. Though.
That deli rum.
Oh, deli rum. Anyway, no. If we've been
deli rum in your deli tum.
Sorry. Just cough. Oh my gosh. It's a good one.
I refuse to believe that we're copping out on a year.
It's the 16th. The 16th is our year anniversary.
The 16th of what?
April.
Fuck, it should be
when this podcast is released. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. Right.
The day after this is out.
Yeah, exactly. This has been the year. Fucking hell. I feel like everyone. You know when you get shit faced at 10 o'clock and you're so trashed, and then you find out it's 2 in the morning, and
it's so push the point.
It's so New Year's Day, and everyone's like, oh, what the fuck? I just missed the new year. I think this is what we're doing. We're like,
it's so pushed the point that we missed that it's our year anniversary until halfway through.
Everyone's been doing giveaways. Oh, do you know what? Fuck it. Everyone, we're shit at this. So just,
That's what people love about us, though, right?
Stay tuned for a combined big 500, 600 1-year giveaway.
I'm doing a giveaway now.
In fact,
the deli room's got to me. I'm doing a giveaway now.
You're doing it live.
Spin the wheel.
Hamish, there's 3 prizes.
No.
One for 500, one for 600, one for a year.
No. I'm doing the hat sub giveaway now.
The sub, isn't it, for the patrons?
The hat patrons. I'm doing it now.
Yeah.
You're going to do it now.
Yeah,
we're doing an improvised hat giveaway.
Right, I'm not putting Dan, I'm not putting your name in. Right.
Put my name down, and if it does come up on me, we'll do a reroll, but it will be hype if I get it.
Okay.
Come on, we got to be fair. I pay my money just as good as anybody else does.
Fine, right.
Also, I'd love to wear 2 hats because
2 hat trip.
So many
would wear 2 hats.
Can you imagine the look in Sharif's face if I walk up wearing 2 hats?
He'd be fuming. Right, boys.
Hey, Sharif, where's your hat?
Yeah, boy. Right, good luck, everybody.
So, is this the names? We've got Sharif, Shaban, Jake Arms, Fabio, Jarrell, Blake, Paul, James Armstrong, and an Orlando Bloom. So
He's actually
Good
spin
luck,
the
everybody.
wheel
We're
as well.
spinning the wheel.
Of goodness, the wheel of goodness.
And the winner.
No!
Oh my god, I don't believe it.
Oh,
Sharif, it was literally on your name, and then it went over to none other than Jake. Like, you couldn't make it up.
no, I'm so
Jake
sorry,
steals
Sharif.
it
Oh, well.
from Sharif. Perfect.
Wow.
Well done.
Absolutely perfect.
Oh,
It's good
Jake.
because Jake's growing out his hair at the moment, so he needs a hat.
Oh, there you go.
This is great
And this is going
podcast
to be
material,
easy.
but Sharif, I'm so sorry.
Oh my god, so good.
Okay, right. Okay, that's the random hat. Last hat now. Sorry, everyone, but we are going to organise some more hats.
First edition hats
Yeah.
are gone.
We're going to organise some more hats, and we're actually what we would love to do. We'll sort this out before we even order any hats. We want to get an order of people who would like to buy the hat, and then we have a good idea about how many people we can get. Like,
Oh,
a
is
pre-order.
this second edition?
Yeah. Red
Hats?
peaks.
Yeah.
Red peak caps.
We'll work
Red
something out,
peak
and we'll do like just what Hamish said.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
Right, before we finish this, gents,
Oh no, we're going to do one more. I'm doing another giveaway.
you're going to do another giveaway.
Yeah, fuck it. We're doing another one, right?
Do it live.
We're
Is this
gonna-
what I thought we'd run out of hats now, though.
No. This is going to be something else. So this is going to go to the YouTube, right? Comment on this video.
I see.
Tell us your most favorite. Tell us your favorite episode of Push the Point and why. And
And it has to be a good
question.
reason.
yeah,
Come on.
And me, Dan, and Simon will select a winner from that, and we will give you a. Let's have a look.
Do you love how prepared we are for this?
Let's have a look in the box of my things. And I've had some deli rums, so I'm probably going to find something nice. Ooh, gold foil? Nah, sorry guys. And I will give you a cold foil crucible of Aetherweave.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Pretty decent because
That's
Kano's
like
actually
60
very
quid's worth
good.
of 60 quid's worth of value
At the
there.
moment.
Good job, Hamish.
Okay, there you go. I'm
He's
doing-
like, what? Cut that bit.
fuck, shit, but I'm a man of my word. Yeah, so a best comment, Crucible of Aetherweave Cold Foil. I will send that out to someone that can give us the best answer for your favourite episode of Push the Point. There you go. Leave a comment.
I love it. Thanks, Hamish.
Or you can message me. I don't care.
And thanks for joining us for our 25th episode on the anniversary of 1 year of Push the Point.
It's crazy, guys. Can't believe we've been doing this for a year. It has been
Doesn't feel like
a
it.
pleasure.
Doesn't
An
feel
absolute
I'm
pleasure.
going to, I'll just quickly end this. Simon, what was your favourite episode?
My favourite ever episode.
Yeah, and this one goes to you, Tripp. Have a think.
Yeah, I think I've got one in mind.
I think, whether you like it or not, interviewing Matt Rogers was an absolute highlight for me.
Yeah? Okay. So the interview of Matt Rogers was your favourite.
Correct.
Okay. Tripp?
My favourite episode was Red Hot Takes in Your Ledger. Not
Yeah.
just because I think that is also the best title that we've had of a podcast so far, but I really like the interview, and I believe I have it on good authority that was the introduction of What's Hot, What's Not, which is my favourite Push the Point segment because
it,
it
though?
brings out the best of us, I would say, which is wild, immediate hot takes on stuff that we've not really thought about that carefully.
I thought we did that sooner, and I think we then invited Jake and Adam and everyone onto the show.
So that's what I've been told is that was the first episode. I could be wrong. We could have had it before that. We definitely did have it in that episode.
We didn't.
Yeah, we definitely
know
did.
What's hot and what's not.
And that was episode 8, by the way. So it was actually quite early on. But believe it or not, it feels like a later episode, but it was quite early. I also really liked the episode where you guys got very drunk and I got very grumpy because we recorded for about 2.5 hours.
Oh, the good old days.
Which in hindsight was a highlight, but at the time, I'd already been drunk and had sobered up,
that's
which is
right,
the context
yes.
for that one.
Yeah.
So I was not in the mood.
I don't know. I don't know what my favourite one is. I think that I think lately, since we've got we've been getting in our stride since the hats and nats. I think that's when we really started getting into our easy mode stride now, where it was fairly. We've been quite on it.
We've been a lot more efficient, listeners, with how we record the podcast.
Yeah, I would say one of my favorite things that we did was I really liked our first crack at us three doing the Viscera deck. I was really proud of that one. I think that's my highlight video that I really enjoyed doing. I also enjoyed mine and Simon's live stream battle. That was really fun.
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah, that was really cool.
We should do more stuff like that in the future. I think that would be really cool.
I think it's as we've always said, that it's an as and when. Like we scheduled to make sure we can get this episode out every Friday, and then everything else is as and when we've got the space and the time to put it in. But I also particularly remember that episode. Christ, I think it was episode 1. Episode 1 was the most steaming I've ever been, and I don't know why I've decided that episode 1 I'm going in with.
Not the Comfortizer episode.
No, the Comfortizer. Jeez, that was
a classic.
That's a classic. That is. But no, I think that was the one. I remember listening to episode 2 or episode 3, and yeah, I was trashed and laid on the bathroom floor and.
There was one where you were drinking honey JD.
Yeah,
I think that really floored you. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that could have been episode 4 because that was the one where Levia was holding the JD honey.
We always record on a Monday night now, so we're a bit less keen to just get.
Well, no, but that was the stupid bit because it was like a weekday. I can't believe and I've been tame ever since. Although I think I was one or. No, I tell you what, the one where we did get the Red Hot in Your Ledger episode 7 or 8, whatever that was. I was trashed at that one at the end because I was still talking to Jake like 12:30 in the morning. This was a really good episode, man. I fucking love all you guys. And Jake's like, I
think we should also say that obviously we've done this for a year now. It's 25 episodes and 25 different guests every single episode, and I mean, I don't push the point wouldn't be the same podcast without the people who agreed to be interviewed by us. And Hamish is the one that does it, and full kudos to him. But I think he'd agree that generally people are very happy to be on without actually everyone is very happy to be on the podcast when we ask them generally, and it's great that they do that. And I just want to say a huge thank you to them because I know a lot of people really value the interview segment. I think it's kind of like the crown jewel of the podcast, and it's great to be able to enable that kind of content where we bring to you people from all across the game, from different not just players, content creators, people involved in different kinds of the game in different ways, and
grading company.
The grading episode did really well.
That was great.
And a huge thank you to everyone that's agreed to be on the podcast. We do appreciate it because we know that you're giving up your time. But I think the audience always really appreciates that. And let us know if there's any other people you'd like us to talk to, because in our experience, people are very happy if you ask them. That's the first step, really. And Hamish is very good at asking people. So.
I'm still trying to buck up the courage to just maybe you guys. This was my little opportunity I wanted to go to Pro Tour for, but I'm going to leave it to you guys. I know for a fact you won't do it, Tripp, and Simon will 100%. Be pretty nervous. But
I don't even know what it is, and I already know that I won't do it. But
when you see James White. Give him a cheeky ask and go. Oh.
To be fair, me and James White do look quite similar, so maybe we can bond over that.
To say, I'm your son. Do you want to come on the Push the Point? I'm joking.
And on that note, we'll close it off. Thank you for joining us for what turned into our 1 year anniversary special. It didn't start that way. It started.
I think this
do you remember the start of this episode?
God.
I've laughed more on this episode than I have done in the whole podcast.
Yeah, you have.
I couldn't speak at one point. You may have heard.
I think this is my favourite episode.
This is my favourite episode.
This is going to be
episode, so sorry.
So thank you for joining us, everyone. Please subscribe. Remember Hamish's thing. If you comment your favourite episode, you got a chance of winning a Cold Foil Crucible of the Ether Weave, I believe it's Weave.
Yeah, I know.
Which is actually a very desirable card
Yes,
right now.
I know.
Kano, very good in Blades.
Hamish's
Should
face
have
right
thought this
now.
through, but I'm
And
doing
increasingly in CC, there's a lot of really exciting Kano classic constructor lists going around, especially if certain heroes get a bit of a hit. So think about that, and thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks very much, everyone.
it. Bye.
Love you, bye.